All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the notes for pre-quiz 1.2, and it's really doing a lot of what we did on 1.1, but just a little more of it, right? So like this is just like what we did in the last section, right? This is a negative 1x right here, right? And I'm going to take that and I'm going to move it to the other side, okay? So I'm going to take a plus 1x here and a plus 1x here, because again, I don't want to put x's with numbers, I want to put x's with x's. Right, this will subtract, or add up, excuse me. I bring everything else down, plus 12 equals, they cancel, a negative 12. And then this is just a two-step equation. It becomes the same steps every time. Get rid of this number first. These combine to give me negative 24. Use your calculator, negative 12 minus 12. And then the last step is always divide, and I get negative 4. Okay, now this looks like the same kind of problem, but there's a step before it, right? If I go like this for my line, okay, and I look at, I've got to do these two first because those are like terms, and that's a 3 plus a 5, which is an 8x minus 12 equals 2x plus 24. And now again, do the same stuff. I'm going to get rid of this one by doing the opposite, and again, to put it with the x, I have 6x minus 12 equals 24. I would do the same steps every time. Get rid of that, and divide. And I get 6, right? For the rest of these, you see a lot of parentheses, okay? All that means is to distribute, and to distribute means take the number on the outside and multiply everything on the inside. So 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 10 is a plus 20, right? Equals. I'm not going to keep going because that equal sign is like the bar we don't go across. We've talked about that before too. Distribute the 5 into those terms. So 5 times y is 5y minus, because of the minus sign, 5 times 5, which is 25. And now it's just like every single problem. I'm going to do this a bit faster now so you can at least copy this in and you can slow it down if you need to. So I got negative 3x plus 20 equals negative 25. That minus sign still acts as a negative there. Minus 20 to both sides. And divide. X equals, excuse me, right here, 15. Okay. Next problem, very similar. We're going to distribute first. A negative times x is negative 2x, and negative times a positive is a negative 12. Distribute my 3 here. Then, like the last problem, I need to combine some like terms here first. So negative 2x minus 12 equals 3x plus 18. And do the opposite of this x term first. If I keep doing that every time, I'm going to write that work over here. Negative 5x minus 12 equals, those cancel, 18. Do the same steps every time. Right, so I get negative 6 when I divide those. Okay. Number 5 is just a distribute problem. I'm going to get you started, but I'm going to want a negative times a positive. I want you to finish that because I want you to pause it right now and just finish that problem. Don't try and make it harder than what it is. There are more terms on this side than there are on this side. So which one do I want to move? Try it, press pause, come back. The one I want to move is not the y, because there is not a y over here to combine with. So I want to move this 6 over to the other side. And again, if I plug in negative 64 plus 6 in my calculator, I get negative 58, and I divide to get 29 as my answer. Okay? This problem is just like the problem up above. So let's have you maybe try and do it just like number 4 is what number 6 is. Press pause, try number 6. Right, so 4 times there gives me 4x minus 8. Negative 3 gives me the negative signs on both of these terms. This gives me negative 50. Right, and then I get the same problems I'm doing. I do the opposite of this. Again, same things every time. Do the opposite of that. And divide to give me negative 6. All right, so this problem looks just like number 2. This problem, once I solve those two together, 4x minus 2x is 2x plus 5 equals 15. Looks just like any of the rest of these problems that I did over here. This problem again looks like number two, so you need to combine some like terms. Remember, that's a negative 1 right there. Oh, I wonder if you can even see what I'm doing there. Okay, let me move it down a little bit. So negative 1 right there, right? This is just distribute. And this one is a lot like this one once you distribute. In fact, I might even get you started here. This is 4x plus 16 minus 3 equals 5x plus 50, because I would just distribute. Okay? What I'd like you to do is press pause and try and finish 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then come back and check and see how you're doing. All right, for 7, this is just an easy one, right? Those cancel, 2x equals 10, divide, I get x equals 5. For this, I've got to combine my like terms first, so I've got a 3x plus 30 equals negative 26 plus 10x. For this one, I got to distribute. I'm going to kind of do all of these at the same time so you can see again and again and again that it's the same steps. Distribute 6x minus 12 equals negative 4x plus 18. And now I've got, on this one, I can combine some like terms. So I've got 4x plus 13 equals 5x plus 50. And now it's always the same stuff. Get rid of the x on this side, right? Minus 10x to both sides. Oops, minus 10x. Don't want to put it with the 30 because that's not an x, right? Plus 4x on both sides here, and minus 5x on both sides here. Again, it's always the same step, so I can do these all kind of at once. Those cancel. I get negative 7x plus 30 equals negative 26. Those cancel. I get 10x minus 12 equals 18. Those cancel. I get negative 1x plus 13 equals 50. And now for all of these, again, the next step is look for the side that has more and get rid of something. If there's a number over here, move the number. If there's a letter over here, move the letter. And all of these are just do the opposite of the number. Negative 7x equals negative 56. Do the opposite of the number. 10x equals 30. And do the opposite of the number. Negative 1x equals 37. And then you guess it, the last step is to just divide. Divide by negative 7, I get 8. Divide by 10, I get 3. Divide by negative 1, I get negative 37. And that's the notes for this section, guys. I tried to keep it short and simple. It's about 7 minutes, a little over that by the time I talk about it, because your homework then, which I will post on Google Classroom as well, is this two-sided sheet. I'm going to zoom this out a little so you can see, not in, out. So you can see there's a quiz side and there's a retake side. There's 20 total problems. This is great review of stuff we have already done this year, ladies and gentlemen, and that we need to kind of rehash and get back into for what we're trying to do next week. So both sides, the retake side and the quiz side, look for your directions in Google Classroom, but they are both homework. Have a good weekend.